Tilly Morgan arrived home from work. She entered from the garage into the house. She called to Marv, her out-of-work husband, that she was home. She got no answer. She went into the bedroom to change into more comfortable clothes. She saw he was taking a nap. She said in a loud voice, "Wake up, sleepyhead." She pulled the covers off of him, then gasped. She looked again and saw he was wearing a dress and makeup. She shook him awake. She was angry, very angry. "Is this what you do when I am not here? Why are you wearing a dress? Who did your makeup? Answer me." "I overslept. I can explain. I did my makeup." "Get some shoes on and come into the dining room. I'll change first." "No. Leave on what you are wearing. I have already seen you." He came into the dining room wearing red heels. She looked at him with a glowering face. He could see she was mad. "Now tell me why you're dressed like that. I want to know all about it. I know that isn't my dress and I want to know what you have, all of it, and where you got it." "Now, let's hear it." "Well, it started when I was 9. You know my sister is 1 year older than I am. I saw her pretty dresses, and I was home alone, so I tried one on. I liked how it felt. I stayed in it for about an hour, then took it off and hung it back up. Twice after that I tried on different dresses of hers. Then she caught me, and she said I had to keep wearing the dress. After that, whenever Mom and Dad were gone, she would have me wear a dress. One day Mom came home unexpectedly and caught me in a dress. She made me wear a dress for the next 3 days. She thought she was punishing me, but it was heaven to me. My sister kept making me wear her dresses until she moved out when I was 18. 2 years later we got married, and I went 9 months without a dress. Then the urge got too strong, and I bought my first outfit. The checkout girls in the stores never question who something is for. When a man buys a dress, they must assume that it is for their girlfriend or wife. I bought all my makeup at a drugstore 30 miles away so I wouldn't be recognized. I didn't have to worry, because the girl never said anything. I am sorry you had to find out like this, but now I am glad it is out. So, how much do you have? How many outfits? I think I have 6 dresses for bras, 2 slips, pantyhose, 6 panties, and 3 pairs of heels. More or less, things wear out and are replaced. Where did you hide all of that? In the back of the closet in the spare bedroom. Looking at your makeup, I can see you have had a lot of practice. Your makeup is perfect. Since you are happy in women's clothes, I think I have a solution for you. I am the breadwinner in this house these days, and you aren't employed now, so it seems only fair that you should clean, cook, and do laundry. I want the laundry hung outside, so it smells fresh. Also, as long as you are cooking, you can get the groceries. It's either that or, I hate to say it, but it's the way I feel. It's out the door right now dressed as you are. What do you say? I can live with that. Here is the kicker. You will wear dresses from now on. No men's clothes. I thought I married a real man, but I was mistaken. So pack your men's clothes tomorrow, and I will decide what to do with them. So are you staying or going out the door? I am staying. But don't you think that is just a bit excessive? I wasn't hurting anyone, and I have never been outside the house wearing a dress. Look at it this way. You are about to experience a new adventure. She laughed. He felt like he was trapped. He knew he was trapped. Same as his mother and his sister had trapped him. The next morning he was up before Tilly. She woke up as he was changing his panties and was impressed by them. She thought she didn't have any panties that fancy and feminine. Then he hooked the bra, and she saw he must have had a lot of practice to be that fast fastening it. When he put on the black slip, she saw it was a stretch lace top one. Then he slipped something into his bra cups. She couldn't tell what it was. Then he went out of the room, and she knew he was getting a dress. She wondered what he would look like today. She got up and got dressed. She came into the kitchen just as the coffee was ready. She got a cup and sat down by him. Today you can clean the house and get groceries. Here is some money for the groceries. Next to the grocery store is a nail place. Here is $20. Go there and get a manicure. Have them put color on your nails. I expect to see that you did actually clean the house. You will be able to see that I cleaned. I promise you that. She left for work and he started cleaning. He did the living room first, and when he was done, he looked around and was proud of what he saw. Then he went to make the bed and clean the bedroom. He cleaned the carpet and dusted and polished the furniture. Then it was the bathrooms. He was really enjoying himself. He knew he was doing a great job. By the time he was done, it was lunchtime. He had a light lunch. After lunch dishes were done, he knew he had to go to the grocery store. He hated the thought of going out, but left. He arrived at the grocery store and was going down the aisles and saw that no one said anything to him. He noticed a few who looked at him and moved on as if everything was normal. He was starting to get confidence. He checked out, and the cashier said, "Have a nice day, ma'am." He put the groceries in the car and went to the nail place. There he was taken right away. He really loved getting his first manicure. The girl asked him if he wanted color, and he said, yes. She asked what color he wanted, and he told her to pick a pretty color. She came back with a pretty red that he liked a lot. He got home and put the groceries away. He kept looking at his nails, and it made him feel good. He had never had colored nails before. He started supper in the slow cooker and went to rest. Tilly got home, and when she looked at the living room, she couldn't believe her eyes. It looked fabulous, so shiny and clean. She went into the bedroom to change and couldn't believe that also. She woke Marvin up and asked him how he got everything to shine like that. She said she never could get it that clean looking. He told her it was a secret. She laughed and punched him in the arm. When they started to eat, she saw his nails. "My, your nails look so nice and so feminine. I love that color. How did you like the manicure?" "I probably will continue to get them. They are really relaxing. Even if I don't get color, it will be worth it. You will get color every time you get a manicure. I don't care if you are back in your men's clothes, you'll get color. I don't think it is necessary to wear a dress every day." "I say you will wear a dress every day. How did you make this pork roast?" "It's delicious, and I can taste something you did to flavor it, but I can't put my finger on it." "Did you pack your men's clothes today?" "Yes, they are in boxes in the spare bedroom." "What are you going to do with them?" "After you get the dishes done, put them in my trunk. I may just drop them off at the thrift store." "Don't do anything so drastic. I may need them someday." "I will think about it." He did the dishes and got the boxes in her trunk. He wondered how long it was going to be before she changed her mind. He decided to take a bubble bath. He was in the bath and feeling really relaxed. The suds felt so nice. He decided to shave his body. He shaved his chest, his underarms, and legs. Then he thought he should shave his pubic area. He shaved into a cute triangle. He called to Tilly. She came in, and he asked her to check his back for hair. She saw his bare chest and smiled. She had to shave his back. When she was done, he was hairless except for the little pubic area from his neck down. The next day, he went to a self-serve shoe store. There he bought a pair of black flats with a little bow on the toe. He wanted them for when he went shopping. He stopped at a clothing store where he found a skirt and sweater combo, and also another nightgown that he thought was precious. Back at home, he just had to put on the skirt and sweater. He looked in the mirror and liked what he saw. He left it all on and decided to do the laundry. He was hanging up the laundry when Mrs. Jacobson, the neighbor, called to him. He walked over by the fence. "Oh, it's you. I thought it was Tilly. When did you get the long hair?" "It's a wig. Tilly demands I wear these clothes. That is why I am wearing a dress." "You look great. I love your pink sweater. Who does your makeup?" "I do it. It isn't as hard as it looks. Or maybe I just have the knack of doing it." "Well, I must say you do look the part. I think you look better as a woman than you did as a man. Where did you get those black flats?" "I love them. I got them at the self-serve shoe store on Oak Street. They were cheap as far as shoes go. I am going to pick up a pair. Say, why don't you come over for coffee tomorrow morning after Tilly leaves for work?" "That sounds like a wonderful idea. I love my coffee. See you tomorrow morning." She headed back into her house, and he thought it went very well. She didn't mock him and seemed to accept the fact that he was wearing a dress. He checked to see what was there for supper, and nothing appealed to him. He decided to go to the grocery store. He was in the meat area and looking for something that looked good. A woman asked him where he got those flats. He told her, and she thanked him, and she never noticed he wasn't a woman. He found what he was looking for and went to find the spices he wanted to try with it. He found what he was looking for there, too. At home, He thought the dining room table needed polishing. When he was done, it sparkled. He loved how it shone. Tilly got home and said, Something smells good. Then she saw the table. You have to tell me how you get things to shine like that. At supper, Tilly asked, Do you have a feminine name? No, I never thought about it. Is there any name you can think of? There is. When I was in grade school, there was a girl I had my first crush on. I was afraid to talk to her. Her name was Mary Beth. Mary Beth, I like that. You can have that as your new name. How does that sound? I guess it's okay. I'm not sure I need a new name. Of course you do. Look at you. You scream femininity. You definitely need a feminine name. Now, Mary Beth, how is your day? He told her Florence Jacobson had invited him for coffee tomorrow morning. Tilly said Florence is a flirt and he better watch himself. He told her he knew that and that he would be on his best behavior. Then she asked, Is that a new outfit? He replied, Yes, it is. Why do you ask? Because it looks so good on you. Your breasts really look like they stick out in that sweater. You look great in pink. The next morning, after Tilly left for work, he went over to the Jacobson home. He was surprised to see 5 other women there. Florence told him it was their usual coffee clutch. They got to talking. One woman asked him how he got his eyeliner so perfect. He tried to explain how to do it. Finally, Florence said she would get an eyeliner pencil so he could demonstrate. He showed how he did it, and the woman told him thank you, that she had never thought about the way he put it on. Another woman asked where he got his hair done, and he told her it was a wig. She said it looked like real hair, and she liked the style. The women all laughed, and it was just him and Florence. He said he enjoyed talking to all the women. Florence told him he'd fit in perfectly. He said none of the women seemed to notice he was a man. Florence told him they all knew he was a man because she had told them. He was shocked to hear that. Florence told him in a commanding voice that she expected him every morning to be there for coffee. He meekly said he would be there. Florence gave him one of her world-class smiles. He left before anything happened. He returned home and decided to make roast chicken for supper. He liked to slow roast it. He seasoned the chicken, then decided to put stuffing in it. He got it all ready and put it in the oven. Then he ate lunch. At supper, Tilly asked, What did you use on this chicken? It has a great taste. I just used some spices that I thought would help the flavor. It was just an experiment that worked out. Well, keep it up. I love your cooking. How was your day? He told her all about the coffee clutch. She wondered if he really wanted to be there. Then she thought, well, he's a grown man, and he can make his own decisions. The next morning, he put on his floral print dress with his sweetheart neckline. He liked how this dress felt. He was on his second cup of coffee when Tilly came out. She told him she thought his hair might be long enough to get it styled. He said he didn't think so. Tilly left for work, and he headed for the coffee clutch. There were only 4 of the women there. The women talked about the woman who wasn't there. He was shocked at some of the things said about her. They were all supposed to be friends. He returned home and started a beef roast with potatoes and carrots in a slow cooker. Then he went to make the bed. He decided to do what laundry there was. Tilly came home, and they were eating supper when she said, I made an appointment for you at Precious Lady Beauty Parlor. You go there tomorrow at 11 o'clock. They will check to see if you can get a feminine style to your own hair. Then you can store that wig. They will make you as feminine looking as possible. Make sure you are there at 11 o'clock. Where are they located? On the corner of Maple and Main Street. You can't miss it. Okay, but I don't think my hair is long enough. Let them decide if it is. Let them do their thing. Yes, dear. The next morning, right after the coffee clutch, he headed for the beauty parlor. He arrived 10 minutes early. The receptionist said he must be Mary Beth. He said he was, and she asked if he wanted a cup of coffee. He said that would be nice, and she went and got it. A young girl came and called him. She took him to a chair and said she knew what he wanted already. She pulled off his wig. She checked his hair length. She said she could do it and that he was going to get a perm. She said she was told to make him as feminine as possible. After she shampooed his hair, she started to give him the perm. She got the rollers in and put a plastic cap on his head. Then she stood in front of him and looked closely at his features. She said his makeup was all wrong and that his eyebrows needed thinning. She removed his makeup and started on his eyebrows. It hurt as she pulled hair by hair, but he gritted his teeth and stood it. When she finished with his eyebrows, she started to redo his makeup. She explained what colors she was using and why. She told him most women use the wrong colors for their complexion. When she finished, she checked his perm, and then she had him go sit under a dryer. He was back in the chair, and she was taking out the rollers. She said he had nice thick hair that made it a lot easier to give him a perm. She started brushing, combing, and spraying his hair. She asked if he wanted sparkles in his hair, and he said, "Why not?" When she finished up, she turned him toward the mirror. He couldn't believe how different he looked. He thought he looked marvelous, and he told her that. She handed him a flowered pouch that contained the makeup she had used on him and handed him his purse, and he put the pouch in. He thanked her for doing him. She gave him a card and told him to ask for her when he made his next appointment. He said he would ask for her. At home, he kept looking in the mirror. He couldn't believe it was him. He completely lost track of time. Tilly came home and couldn't believe what she saw. She loved his updo with the blonde streaks and sparkles. He looked so different in the new makeup. She gave him a kiss. He told her he hadn't started supper, but that he would make a quick meal. She told him to go put on the blue evening dress that they were going out to eat. They went to the Pine Tree Supper Club. They were at the bar when Charles Mahoney came up to him. Charles said he recognized him, Marvin Morgan, and called him a queer, and then Charles threw a punch and knocked him down. On the way down, he hit his arm on the bar. He laid on the floor wondering if he should get up. Then he slowly got up. The police arrived and arrested Charles and asked him if he was all right. He said he thought he might have broken his arm in the fall. They called for an ambulance. At the emergency room, he had to give his real name so his insurance would cover him. The ER people never said a thing about why he was wearing a dress. They had x-rays taken of his arm and found it was broken just above the wrist. They had a nurse help him get his dress off because they didn't think it would come off when the cast was on. The nurse commented on how nice his slip looked. She asked where he got it, and he told her. She said she'd been in that store a couple of times, and that she thought they were a bit expensive. He told her you've got to shop the sales. She laughed. Tilly arrived, and when she saw him, he told her he was going to get a cast on his arm. She was distraught and told him he should go back to his men's clothes. He said he didn't have any, that she'd taken all of his clothes to the thrift shop. She told him they were still in the trunk of her car. He said he would think about it. A police officer checked on him and said that now the charge against Charlie was assault with injury. He asked what that meant. The police officer said that meant he would get a larger fine and probably have to pay his medical bills plus money for pain and suffering. There could also possibly be loss of companionship. The police officer left and the doctor put a cast on his arm. The doctor told him he had to see his own doctor in the next 3 days for follow-up. Back at home, Tilly made a quick meal for them. They were eating and he said, "You know, Charlie always gave me a hard time. He was the company bully. More people were afraid of him than not. I never thought he would get that violent over something like me wearing a dress. I always thought he had a big mouth and got loud at times, but never as violent as he was tonight. Maybe he had so much to drink that he wasn't thinking straight. That would explain everything. Yes, I think you are right. Once at work, he hollered at me, and then he came a couple hours later and apologized. Sometimes he isn't a bad guy. He just has a short fuse. There are others out there just like him. I don't want you to get hurt. So, for my sake, will you go back to your men's clothes, please? Pretty please? I guess I can, but you know I do love wearing dresses. You can wear them here in the house and at your coffee clutches, but not out in public where you could get hurt a lot worse than you were tonight. How does that sound? It sounds good to me. What about my hair? Go tomorrow and have them shave your head, if necessary. Your hair will grow back. You are right. I will go tomorrow and have them get rid of this perm. Thank you. I really appreciate that you are doing all of this for me. I love you, and I do not want you hurt anymore. So, they had worked out a deal where both of them were winners. True love always shows through.